Production Center. Everyone say hello, Richard.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome aboard. You're going to have a great tour. You got a terrific tour guide.
Why, thank you, Richard. Now, here at the Disney MGM Studios, we feature sound stages, outdoor sets, state-of-the-art editing facilities, recording studios, and everything else needed for film and video production. And speaking of film and video, you are allowed to take as many pictures and as much videotape as you like, so keep those cameras out and ready. As a matter of fact, the first picture you might want to take is coming up high in the sky, off to the right-hand side of the shuttle. That's the symbol of our Disney MGM Studios, our award-winning Earful Tower. Now, the Earful Tower stands 13 stories tall, and it's capped off by a set of Mickey Mouse ears, which weigh in at 16 tons. Now, in case you're wondering, that's a half size to 342 and 3/8. Also here on the right is one of our larger prop storage areas, our motor pool. Those were colorful 1930s sedans and police cruisers were all used in the movie Dick Tracy, starring Warren Beatty and Madonna. And airports around the country knew this twin-engine turbo prop plane as the 234 Mickey Mouse. Around here it's more commonly known as simply the Mouse. This is the original Grumman Gulfstream one that Walt Disney purchased way back in 1964. One of his first assignments was to shuttle both Walt and his Imagineers between California and New York during the final stages of the 1964 World's Fair. It was also in this very plane that Walt performed his secret scouting missions over Central Florida before deciding on this property to be the perfect location for Walt Disney World. Across the street to your left, you'll see some of our production bungalows. This is where we house the production crews working here at the studios. In bungalow number 1, we have Blue Wave Productions, here permanently with the Mickey Mouse Club. In bungalow number 2, we have Ed McMahon Star Search 93. And bungalow number 3 has become the new home of the game show Family Secrets, which is being hosted by Bobby Ray. Right now, however, Richard has brought us into a small branch of our studio's greens department. This is where plants, trees, and shrubs are stored until they're needed on the set. Now, greenery is often used to hide things the camera is not supposed to see. For example, you might use a row of these bushes to hide the fact that only a small portion of a wall is actually built. All of our plants are grown in portable containers. This is so they can be easily transported to and from the set. And if any one of them is used inside a soundstage, we have to carefully fireproof each branch, leaf, and twig. And speaking of twigs, we have a rather large one here on the right. This unique prop was used in the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The sculpted figures on your right, like the samurai and our 2 elephants, well, they're all known as topiaries. Topiaries can take up to 10 years to develop, and many of these unique sculpted figures can be found throughout Walt Disney World. Right now, however, we're entering one of the more glamorous departments on our tour. This is creative costuming. In costuming, it all starts with design and sketches. So what we do is make inside all the far walls. And our tailors take over. They use over 175,000 yards of fabric each year to produce more than 12,000 garments. Over 180 artists design and manufacture the clothing for our motion picture, television, and live entertainment needs. Now, we're going to slow down a little bit so you want me to go look at the display here to your left. This is an actual costume formed by Julia Roberts in Pretty Helmet, Warren Beatty and Madonna in Dick Tracy, Whoopi Goldberg, Cabot, the movie Sister Act, Bill Campbell, and Jennifer Connelly's costumes from The Rocketeer, and absolutely, you'll see costumes formed by those lovely ladies of the animated television series The Golden Girls. Here in Florida, we are proud to have the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million available garments, and that number increases each and every working day. Just beyond our costuming department is our lighting and script department. Don't let this dimly lit room fool you. We can provide up to 3.5 million watts of light for film and video production. I just hope that's enough power to illuminate the entire city of Orlando. Now, the 3 rooms beyond the lighting department have been converted into a main press and storage area for our audio and camera department and state-of-the-art equipment. And off to the right, some very special Delta Ls and 11. It has been modified for our film and video production. But not down here. Inside of its custom-built hangar, this full-size aircraft can usually be found inside one of our sound for a recent Walt Disney picture entitled Honey and Bubbles. Yes. This is the gateway of our Nevada Sterling Labs. After you'll see one of the three solar bears, driven by actor Rick Moranis and Professor Wayne Stravinsky in a climatic chase scene in the movie. When our production crews travel on location, they often encounter problems they have little or no control over. Things like crowd, traffic, and noise. To get around these problems, they often prefer to shoot here on a studio backlot. Now this portion of our backlot is known as the residential street. And many people say to me, Mindy, you know, I'd love to come and live at Walt Disney World, but before you can pack your bags and move in, you might want to take a closer look through the first house off to your right. You may notice something very odd. All of the houses here on Residential Street are simply facades or false fronts. As a matter of fact, the sign out front says it all. Open house. There are no insides or backs in any of the houses here on Residential Street. Because different scripts do call for different neighborhoods, each house or facade here has been designed to reflect a different style of American architecture. Now, parked across the street at the first house on your left, you'll see a red convertible that was used in the gun embedded in his handbag, and a 1963 Cadillac used in the movie 10 Minutes, starring Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito. All of the houses here on a residential street, even some of the vehicles, have been used at one time in either a movie, television show, or commercial. Two of our more famous houses are coming up. The first one's the beige home off to your left. This was the home of television's Emmy-winning Golden Girls for 7 seasons. This show starred B. Arthur, Betty White, Reuben Flanagan, and Estelle Getty. Diagonally across the street are their television neighbors, the Westons. This peach two-story facade is their home's Touchstone Television hit sitcom Empty Nest, which features Richard Mulligan, Dinah Manoff, David Leisure, and Bear the dog as Dreyfuss. All of the exterior shots of this house are done right here at the Disney MGM Studios. They're later inserted with the rest of the show where it's produced out in California. Now, every neighborhood does have a dog. Ours just happens to be larger than most. Off to the right, you'll see the Bulldog Cafe. This was constructed for the Rocketeer. It's where our flyers meet to eat. Parked out front, you'll see the Genie. This plane was presented to movie hero Cliff Support at the end of the film by millionaire Howard Hughes. Right now, however, we're going to go a little bit deeper into our studio backlot. As we start to go around this corner, I do want to take this opportunity to wave at everybody in the back half of the shuttle. These big turns are about the only time I get to see you today. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, everybody. Right now, we're approaching our studio's boneyard. The boneyard is much larger than the motorpool you saw earlier. It's a place where we can store large-scale props. Things like jeeps, trucks, planes, trains, boats, even the occasional spaceship until they're needed on the set. The black speedboat you see off to your right was used in Walt Disney Television's The 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage. It was modeled after an SR-71 Blackbird spy plane. This boat has been thought to speed at 70 miles an hour. The blue helicopter cockpit was flown by Roy Scheider in the movie Blue Thunder, and the red Coyote car was used in the television series Hardcastle and McCormick. This classic black car with its green spokes was used in The Untouchables, starring Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And you will take a close look at the silver airplane tail section. That's our most famous prop here. It's from the 1942 classic starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, Casablanca. Now you can see the front half of the plane fully restored inside of the great movie ride. Coming up are 3 blue Plymouth cars. These are 3 of 7 cars driven by actor Bob Hoskins as Detective Eddie Valiant when he entered Toontown and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Each car represents the same vehicle in a different stage of construction. Now the orange Pacific Electric Trolley car is also from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it's not really a trolley at all. It's simply a bus that's been modified to look like a trolley. If you look closely at the steel wheels, you'll see they're actually fiberglass coverings, which cleverly hide the bus's real tires. The 2 silver space pods were both used in the 1986 film Flight of the Navigator, and the 2 futuristic-looking police cars were used in Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford, Rutger Hauer, and Daryl Hannah. But remember when I said all of our houses were just facades? If you look across the canal right now, you'll get a real backstage view. There's not a lot of privacy in this community. Now, you may notice how architectural details like the shingles on the roof disappear just out of range of the camera. We only build what our camera needs to see. Up ahead is our largest standing set. It's Catastrophe Canyon. We're very proud of the canyon, but unfortunately it is off limits to our tour right now. They're shooting the finale of an upcoming disaster film, but don't worry, Richard's going to take us around behind the canyon.
Minda, excuse me, listen, I just got a call from the director, and they just, maybe your guests saw it, they just finished doing a shoot, and we're cleared to take your group in for a quick look around to the canyon.
Oh, okay, then that's just fabulous. Thank you. Oh, wow, guys, it looks like we're in for a real treat. The production crew's got our break right here, but I'll just the production calls of a snowstorm, a thunderstorm with that. But time is money in the movie industry. We can't wait around for Mother Nature. The cameras are ready to roll. The rain has to be ready to fall. It's just like that.
This is a true challenge. Keep that camera steady.
To arrive. Have you looked up ahead, you'll see the next shuttle's right on its way. Now, guys, they have no idea what train is away. You might want to get them back out. Coming up is a very unique photo opportunity. If you take your cameras and aim down the right-hand side of the shuttle, you'll point them to the center of this archway. You'll get a great shot of our own New York City skyline right here in Orlando. Now, our skyline is here with the help of an Hollywood special effects technique known as forced perspective. While the real Empire State Building stands over 100-story tall, these painted flesh are just a block and a half away and stand only 4 stories. Now, the mechanical monster you see off to your right is the actual Georgetown Pinwheel used by Seth in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And speaking of Roger Rabbit, we are approaching our shuttle Bungalow zone. As you exit the shuttle, you can follow Roger Rabbit, take the French, and take a stroll down New York Street. Stop it, have a snack in the studio catering company, or continue inside the magic